I have a job for you.
Jeez, it's not another Ark, is it?
No, not again. This time I need a full-scale home renovation.
Noah Construction and Builders is your design and build partner. We do it all, from additions and dormers to full-scale renovations. Schedule your no-cost design consultation today. Visit us online at noahconstruction-builders.com.
Noah Construction and Builders. Through dreams we design, with vision we build.
And welcome to MuscleSport Media Live, WGBB Radio, AM and FM on your car radio dial. 95.9 FM, 1240 AM. Thank you so much, of course, to Noah Construction-Builders.com, the title sponsor of MuscleSport Media Live. Anthony.
Yeah.
How you doing tonight?
How are you? You started for a second? Did you mean to do that?
It was the old...
That was the scratch and sniff?
You want a little horsey named Paul Revere?
Oh, you
my
see?
Horsey and a quart of beer.
You like the Beastie Boys?
Only the first album.
I love the Beastie Boys.
Only the first rap album. They were actually a punk rock group before that.
They did, right?
Yes. I believe they had a girl drummer.
No, they didn't. Did they?
Yes.
How'd you know that? How do you know these cool
Because
guys?
they're Brooklyn guys.
That's right. Well, MCA's Brooklyn. They're all both from Manhattan, I think.
I come from Brooklyn because that's where I'm from.
I tell you, that was a genius album. The second album, Paul's Boutique, was incredible too.
But see, why I like the first album is they were almost like making a joke.
Yeah.
And then they were a hit. So Paul's Boutique was good,
Ooh,
but
phenomenal.
License to Ill was more of like they did it lighthearted, and then they were kind of more of a serious type.
Do you know
of group.
Paul's Boutique was the first? They were innovators. That was the first rap album ever to have samples, to use samples of other
Well, License to Ill had a lot of it.
not samples like
Well,
they
had
did the scratching.
No. They had the Led Zeppelin, the Ocean.
The voice samples, the James Brown, like the voice type samples, the scratching in the voice. That was the first album. They really did. They set the. They were the innovators. They were innovators.
They were cool. Yeah, they were cool. Then they got very, like I said, they became too good at their craft where it wasn't just like a goof anymore. The first time I ever heard about them, a friend of mine, this is probably, I was in college, he was in, I think, a couple of years younger than me, he was like in high school, and he took a girl to see Madonna at the Garden.
And they opened.
And he goes, yeah, there was some group called the Beatsy Boys, and they were throwing records at Madonna after they finished, and she was on the set. And it's still, you can still find
And she was livid.
She was fuming, and you can find out about that still if you Google that. It's still out there, yeah, because I'm like, the Beatsy Boys, they were horrible. Because it was
so new. No one knew any.
This is like 1985, 6 maybe.
They were so new and innovate. They changed, man. They were. I was a big fan. I got to tell you, I was a big. I mean, I have to be in the mood for them, but I was a big fan.
I still like that first album.
That was amazing.
She's crafty. She gets around.
In like 96, 97, that's when we first got the boombox, the amps and the boom tubes in our cars. So I had an 88 Jetta, and I had the two SAS 10-inch tubes.
The stereo was worth more than the car.
That's what, you read my mind. It was really worth more than the entire car.
Oh, did you have the woofer?
I had the subwoofer, and I had the two SAS tubes, right?
Was it a Blaupunk? Benzie?
I had a Benzie box. No, it wasn't the Benzie box. Benzie boxes were older, so I had the one where I took the face off.
Oh, the face off. Okay,
Yeah,
I had the full Benzie box.
Yeah,
It weighed about 20 pounds.
Yeah, my brothers had that because they would get robbed, and they had the separate equalizer too. My two brothers had that, but I had the SAS tubes, and then it was man, did that thing shake? And the two songs I played. I know you're not a hip hop guy. The first one was Brass Monkey. From the first one was Brass Monkey, and then the second one was Grandmaster Flash.
The cocaine song.
Yeah.
I met him through Greg.
Yeah, the message.
What's his name?
Who?
the rap guy. The
Flash? Grandmaster Flash?
What the
What's the matter with you?
I can't think of his name. He was at when we did the Greg and Joe show at the studio with us, the home studio.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Molly Mall?
Melly Mel. That's it, thank you.
He's a big musclehead, Melly Mel.
He's huge, yeah. He's a really good dude, too.
Yeah, him and Eminem got
so many times I've seen, he goes to all the Arnolds and
Melly Mel. Yeah.
Him and who said got into it?
Him and Eminem got into it.
Oh, did they? He probably was twisting like a pretzel.
Yeah, Eminem, he was telling everyone Eminem was only good because he was a white rapper. And anyway, regardless. But
I have no love lost for Eminem.
Yeah, I was a fan, but he annoyed me. But as far as, I remember those sauce tubes, and I remember when Brass Monkey came on. See, that was when, like, it really amplified what that music was supposed to sound like with those tubes and those woofers and the boxes and the trunk and everything.
Yeah,
it was amazing. But anyway,
reverb on it.
That's right. Yeah, it would shake the. It was like Jurassic Park. It would shake the rearview mirror. But the louder the better, and the shittier the crappier. Trevor!
We hit the
crappier the better.
Hit the cough button.
I said shanty.
Yes.
The crappier the better.
I didn't know you guys like rap music.
Oh, come on! I'm a connoisseur.
Oh, okay.
I'm a connoisseur.
Not.
Joey's not.
I don't.
He calls it.
I like the Beastie
He calls
Boys.
it blasphemy when I talk about rap music.
I do like the Beastie Boys.
I'm a connoisseur.
I did like Run DMC when I was in high school. It was a popular
Who
thing.
didn't?
Yeah.
But that was before my time. Trav, I'm a connoisseur. Whatever you want to talk about, we talk about. I'm a connoisseur with that stuff.
I got you, man.
But I'm also a metal connoisseur. That's why me and Joey get along very well.
Yeah.
I like music.
Frank Sinatra.
Oh, big time.
There's an Italian show here on Sunday night.
Oh, is there?
It's been here for years. It comes on about from 3 to 6 p.m. every Sunday evening.
And it's all in Italian?
All in Italian.
Ah.
Oh, get out of
The
here.
guy be speaking people from Spain and Irish.
Wait, he gets callers?
He get callers, yeah.
Oh, we don't.
We don't get one caller.
Well, you never asked nobody.
No, you're right. We didn't. We didn't.
I was just thinking about
I think Joey faked the caller. He made his son call in one time. Jimmy, you better call in.
We did, actually, yeah.
You better call. Someone call, please, if anyone's listening.
To a fault. I got to check out that Italian show then.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Sundays 3 to 6. Sounds
awesome.
good.
That's awesome.
12:40 a.m. and 95.9 FM.
No, we're going to do a show right now. What are we talking about?
What are we going to talk about tonight?
I don't know.
Deltoids.
Yeah, we probably covered the shoulder, the deltoid situation, but we might as well go over it again because someone just asked me about it.
It's such a common thing, but it's a lot of people don't know certain things about it, and everybody could use the,
Bottom line with delts is, obviously there's 3 deltoid muscles. There's your anterior, your posterior, and your medial. Okay, so your medial is the big one, right in the middle. So your medial deltoid is that round look, what everyone's kind of looking for, those capped delts.
Cannonball delts.
Yeah, so those are the most important things to really work. Everything's important, but as far as a look aesthetically, your medial delts is what people really, their eyes focus on that when they're looking at someone's shoulders and shoulder mechanism and all that stuff. So your medial delts are very important. So lateral raises, as much as you could work them, is really highly, highly important when it comes to the look of the deltoids.
Side lateral raises. There's so many different
Side
ways.
lateral.
Fronts. I mean, there's so many different ways to do it.
So here's the thing. So when you do shoulder presses, right, and even when you're doing a bench press or an incline bench press, you're really getting your front delt involved.
Yeah.
So, therefore, I personally don't think that you need to do front raises ever.
Side raises is going to
Side raises are huge. I mean, again, if you're not really focusing on any pressing, but who doesn't focus on pressing, front pressing, then maybe you would do a front raise. But there's no reason to do front raises. So that's the first thing I really want to really emphasize. Lateral raises are huge. Every angle, as far as you could have them on a tilted. You could do them with dumbbells. Upright rows are very, very important as well. If your shoulder can handle it, because it's not the greatest for that shoulder impingement.
Yeah.
But your medial delts is what you really want to focus on. Your rear delts as well. But again, you're getting those if you're doing high rows. But people tend to neglect those. But your rear delts are they're a small muscle, so you just need to work them, but you don't need to go heavy with them. It's a small muscle group. Bottom line is your medial delts are those first things that people's eyeballs rock to.
I like to do seated side lateral raises.
Mm-hmm.
I can, I've done them standing too. I just find seated is a little more disciplined, and the momentum doesn't
100%.
take. And I prefer doing them together instead of one arm at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I've done different ones on different angles where you do the one arm, and there's different. You can use cables. It's all. I prefer using a light dumbbell.
Yep.
A 20, 25 maybe.
That's even
yeah, but I'm saying like a really light dumbbell and getting that up to that plane, right? I don't break the plane. A lot of people, people see Arnold in
those were wrong.
The front delts that he was going above his head. I personally,
it's so unneeded.
We've all tried them because of that, and I didn't see anything that helped once you broke 90 degrees.
100%. It's the same thing, with rear delts. You know how people do like a reverse fly, Joey, and they'll go all the way back on this way on the machine, reverse fly?
Yeah,
you don't need to do that. That's not even working the rear delt. The rear delt is literally just that engagement of not even a 90-degree angle. Yeah. Otherwise, you're wasting it, and you're just putting pressure on all the front delt and all that stuff. You really need to go to that just 90 degrees.
I can't go further back because of the bad shoulder, which is probably better because I probably, sometimes you're just trying to see it. I like to get it and hold it at that 90-degree angle. I
Only
like to
do that.
Stagger it a little bit.
Only do that with a machine.
Yeah,
because otherwise it's bad for your joint. But shoulders really are all about manipulating angles. You know what I mean? Like the medial delts. Let's say you're doing a seated lateral raise. You're doing both, right? You really shouldn't repeat something like that. What I would do is I would mix the angles up. I would do a standing with a little tilt. You know what I mean? Because your medial delts, it's very dense, so you can manipulate the angles there. You know what I'm saying? The shoulder look is really that's what it is. When you're isolating shoulders and you're doing just shoulders, it's really for that look that you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, you're just trying to carve it out a little bit. Right. Because like you said, it's a secondary muscle with the chest press and all of that.
I mean, you can isolate. You could do a compound shoulder press. There's no doubt.
Oh,
I mean? Where you're getting your triceps in a lot.
And your front, top,
upper
chest.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
The best thing to do is do that on an angle because that really does compress the spine as well. But the bottom line, what I want to emphasize is your medial delts really need to be worked, angled, 2 to 3 different exercises, no doubt, to get that look that everyone's looking for.
What is your opinion on the machine for the side lateral raises where your arms are kind of at 90-degree angles with the big pad?
I love them. The other thing, the good thing that what you kind of said too, how you use those is you do an isometric hold with those. And you go slow on the way down the eccentric movement. Then you really feel those. But people have to be careful because if they're in the wrong position, even with the machine, they'll work too much traps with that. So you really have to be careful and go the range of motion just where you're feeling your delts rather than coming too high up or getting your traps.
Yeah, I know exactly.
So that's the difference with that. But done right, used right, those are great.
I do like to use those. I find I'm doing them more than I'm using free weights. And it's just more of a, I don't want to say laziness, but to me it's like, because my body isn't what it used to be, I'm trying to, work out a little more smarter. And if I use that, I can emphasize those, like you said, I can do that rest pause type of thing and the negative on the way down. So
without
something
putting strain on your rotator cuffs. 100%.
I can't do that with the dumbbells. With the dumbbells, I like to just kind of keep my arms straight out. But it seems like when you have that
Well, that's a different
bend.
angle. You shouldn't do that with dumbbells because that's a different. That's a different angle of resistance. It's called. You actually, if you hold dumbbells and do that, you're not even working your delts. You're
No,
working
I'm talking
forearms.
about the straight out, arm straight out, side lateral raises with a dumbbell.
dumbbells, right?
With a dumbbell, yeah. But when I use that machine with the thing,
that's
I can-
made for that because
Exactly,
the resistance is forward, Joey. So
Yeah.
you're using that resistance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I can really get a good
Squeeze.
good
and
squeeze,
contraction.
yeah,
Right.
and I can do a rest pause, and I'm doing lightweight on it, so
So
I
you
can really jump up the reps and do 15 solid reps. With
Well,
that.
yeah, that's good thing you said that because the other thing is your medial delts tend to respond to high intensity training, kind of like calves almost.
You got to beat them up a little.
Right,
bit.
you got to
Yeah.
beat them up for you really. So I like to do a lot of high rep, high intensity stuff with drop sets with medial delts. That's when it tends to. I mean, a lot of people say the same thing, but I've noticed throughout my career. That's when you really beat those medial delts up with a lot of high intensity. So I do a ton of drop sets. I do something called the rack, where I'll go up and down the rack from 5 all the way to 25
Going up?
pounds, and then I'll go back all the way down. It's called the
so
rack.
I was going to say
That's
most
a rack.
people go down with drop sets. 'Cause
Yeah.
hence
I'll go up,
the-
and again, I'm only going from maybe 5 to the most is maybe 25, and then sets at 10 all the way, and then I'll go all the way down with a
you're
drop.
Freaking
Murdering.
dying after that.
You're murdering.
Yeah.
You're murdering.
What's your thought on partial reps, especially
Phenomenal for
as
medial
a-
delts.
as a doing it after your full set?
Phenomenal for medial delts.
Which part is the better, the top or the bottom half?
The bottom. So if I'm here and I'm doing those partial reps, it doesn't really do much if you're here that way. The bottom is when you're engaging the medial delt first. That's what you're doing. But
I do those every day.
Yep. Those are
You see me when I do my forearms, that's my superset. I do
100%.
my wrist curls, and then I do my. But sometimes I squeeze my traps while doing it. I'll try to squeeze my shoulder blades
You
together.
want it, see-
I'll hold it a little further back.
Yeah.
I switch. If I'm doing it 5 times a week, I can mix it up a little bit.
The difference is, and I'm guilty of this myself, is people think they're doing medial delts and they're actually working their traps way more than their medial delts. So, it's actually in the wrist. So if you kind of twist your wrist on the dumbbell or the machine a little bit, for some reason, when you're here, you're engaging your traps, right?
Yeah.
And you twist your wrists a little bit. That's a little bit of a trick. You twist your wrists outward a little bit, and then you get in your medial delts. But to answer your question, the medial delts drop set to almost failure, that bottom halfway partial rep is sick. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, because you can really feel it isolating, and
Absolutely.
you can feel that cannonball that you're trying to get. You can feel it tightening up.
And that's that high intensity that I was talking about.
Yeah. So I definitely like to do a lot of, like I said, I do those as some of my everyday things. So I'm getting a lot of that shoulder work even on non-push days. So because I'm hitting 4 sets of that.
So rear delts, people, real quick. So people, I want to kind of talk about positioning for rear delts. Let's say you're on the reverse fly machine, Joey, right? So people tend to kind of hunch forward on that, right, and then do the rear delt machine, right? That's not the way you're supposed to do that, or hit the rear delt. You're actually supposed to be back. Chest is supposed to be against that machine, back in great position. Then you're supposed to hit the rear delts, because otherwise you're hitting more rhomboids, and you're actually not even doing the rear delt at that point.
So just have your chest touching
Chest
the,
up, back arch slightly,
the back
right?
support.
And you'll notice you can't go as heavy. You're not supposed to go heavy anyway. Your rear delt is the size of your fist, not even.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
instead of having your legs and everything tight with
Right.
that seat,
forward. You know what I mean? Your posture is supposed to be way better. And then you'll notice you can't even go back if you want. You can only go what the rear delt actually does. A lot of people use unnecessary movement when they're training. So you got to learn how to really do resistance on what that muscle is actually used for. That's the bottom line. The medial delta is made to do this.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The rear delt's made,
Correct.
obviously, to go back.
Correct.
But like you said, a lot of people kind of ignore the rear delts. It's always good to hit all different parts of the shoulder, run each shoulder.
You don't have to go crazy because you're hitting rear delts a lot with back, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to go crazy. And the same thing with traps. Like, okay, and we'll touch base on that. Do you like to train your traps more with back or shoulders?
I was about to ask him, this is why we're partners.
Yes.
I'm thinking the same thing. Oh, as soon as he's done with this point, I'm going to ask him that.
Yeah.
Me, shoulders.
I'm back.
See, maybe we're not.
And mine lag a little. The only time you really see my traps really popping is when I'm dieted down. Like,
Yeah.
Then they pop. But I like to train them with back, no question, because otherwise I feel I don't want to pre-exhaust anything. So I like to do them at the end of a nice back workout.
I do them at the end of the shoulder workout. You know, and the reason why, probably when I was a teenager, I'm reading Muscle and Fitness, they call them shoulder shrugs. So I did them with shoulders.
Very true.
You know, I just assumed, you know, okay.
Very true.
Probably saw like a Lee Haney workout or something in there. Just copied them.
That's another one where you can manipulate the angle a little bit. You're actually supposed to do those with your chin slightly tucked. You know that, right?
Doing
Traps, shrugs.
Shrugs.
Thin
Chin, okay, so what
chin slightly tucked.
does that make it work? The higher part of that trap now?
Traps run all the way down, remember. So
Okay.
that just actually makes if you slightly tuck, that gets that peak of that trap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you know how to work your lower traps?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You know what exercise works your lower traps?
Would it be
A lat pull.
A lat
Lat
pull
pull
down.
down.
Okay, I was going to say
Back extension.
something like,
That
you know,
works
like a
your-
hyperextension kind of thing.
Those are your rectus spinae. Those are your erectors that works.
I stopped doing them after
me
I had
too.
the surgery.
Me too.
The doctor told me not to
Yeah,
do
do
them.
planks. Planks.
I do planks every day,
100%.
during my stretching. I do planks at the
With the
stretching.
lower trap, Joey.
Lower trap working with
Yeah.
the back,
The lat pull.
the lat pull down. Interesting. I
Traps
didn't know
right
that.
on.
I remember you said that in an earlier show. I forgot what the movement was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, traps are, that's another one that you could do more than once a week.
I only do those once a week. I should probably do them a little more. When I was young, I did them a little more. But I tend to, if I notice myself doing those more than once a week, I start getting a little bit, aggravated in my sternomastoid. My neck muscles start getting a little.
I hurt you a little bit.
You listen. I'm 40. I'm 45 right now. So you know what I mean. So 46.
So when you're doing, overdoing it, your body tells you, hey, take a step back, kid.
Oh. What are you doing, kid?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I always thought, like people do, and we only got a few minutes, but just really quick, we'll start on this, and maybe we could always pick it up at a later date. Push-pull. Are you a fan of the push-pull, or are you a fan of the do the one body part
No,
of the day kind of
it
thing?
all depends, Joey. Everything depends. I'm a fan of the push-pull when I got certain rest days in between.
Okay.
The only bad thing about push-pull is if you have severe tendonitis, tennis elbow in your elbows, and stuff, that's not the greatest because then you're adding a lot of movement to that elbow mechanism.
Yeah, but a lot of people that do push-pull they'll try to do 2 body parts a day, and both of them are going to be either or. To me, sometimes it's good to mix it up, where it's one push, one pull. If you need to squeeze 2 in one
That's
day.
what you're supposed to do. Push-pull means just that.
Okay, because a lot of people do push, and they'll do multiple body parts, and then they'll do a pull day.
No, that's a push. Oh, I see
know what I'm
you're
saying?
So
A
that's
breakdown.
just a push day and then a pull day. Yeah. That's easier on the joints. But when you're doing a push-pull day, it's supposed to
Okay,
be.
yeah. So I didn't spell it out.
Specify,
That's
right.
during the full week. But to me, if you're going to do chest and shoulders, that's a lot of shoulder work.
You
in one
only
day.
should be doing.
I don't think you need to do that as
Well,
much.
you do your chest, which is a couple inclines and a chest press anyway. And then if you want to do one shoulder press, you do one shoulder press.
Yeah.
Then you crush your laterals.
To me, it's my scenario works out. I do 5 days a week. The only thing I double up is biceps and triceps. I do everything
Of course,
else.
you're Italian.
I'm Italian. Chest and arms, chest and arms.
You're doing a little body.
Legs, what's that?
What are you doing? Parking lot push-ups.
But the
He's got his feet on the IROC Z. All right, he's doing decline.
before the beach, you want to get a little pump. But to do one body part a day, I feel I can really get a good focus on that. I can really
Well,
isolate it good.
It all depends on someone's time limits.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Then what I try to do is I try to I'll do a push on Monday, and then I'll do a pull on Tuesday type of thing.
Yeah.
I try not to back to back them. Sometimes if you miss a day, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, those are all effective. There's no doubt. And you know what? Don't get bored. Don't let your muscles get used to some. Switch it up at times.
Yeah.
100%.
But I do like to do arms together only because how I break down the rest of my week. I would have to mix them in with something else. And I just feel they're small. It's a shorter workout. I can do them both.
Always superset arms if you're doing it like that.
I do. No, I do.
Yeah,
I'll do
always
bi, superset with tri.
No
The next
doubt.
exercise, I flip it.
No doubt.
I do tri, superset with bis.
And biceps biceps specifically, always do drop sets. That's when you feel that. It's the same concept.
Yeah, because you can get a good squeeze.
Yeah, well, you get that blood in that muscle, man. That pump, like Arnold said.
The pump.
Yes.
I'm in heaven.
Yeah.
with the woman in the gym.
Yeah.
I'm always. We're gonna have to leave it there, Arnold. Sorry, we'll finish his
Get to
statement.
the chopper!
Get to the chopper.
Travis, he's in space right now. What are you doing over there?
Remember when I said that'd kill you last? I lied.
That's probably my favorite.
That's the Warriors guy.
Favorite.
That's the guy from the Warriors. Same actor.
Let me tell you, that was my favorite scene.
True Lies.
No, that was
True Lies.
Commando.
Commando. True Lies. We got to go.
My God,
Guys,
that
we'll
was
see
good.
you next Monday. Take care.
All right. That was great. That one was.
Noah, I have a job for you.
Jeez, it's not another arc, is it?
No, not again. This time I need a full-scale home renovation.
Noah Construction and Builders is your design and build partner. We do it all, from additions and dormers to full-scale renovations. Schedule your no-cost design consultation today. Visit us online at noahconstruction-builders.com.
Noah Construction and Builders, through dreams we design, with vision we build.